I believe that your generation is a bunch of selfish bastards.
The priorities of the next generation, but I'm really concerned that some of the youth today are materialistic beyond what I believe is right. There's a television show on, I think it's on MTV, about 16th birthday parties, My Sweet 16 or something. Just absolutely appalling. I didn't know it was real. Unbelievable. And how much those things influence, I don't know.
Why is our generation perceived this way? I mean, look at the last elections. The youth turnout at the polls is rising. I suppose there is that study by the Pew Research Center. When our generation was asked to rank its top 5 goals, 81% of us ranked wealth, 51% of us ranked fame, and 22% ranked becoming community leaders. Wait, 81% want to be rich, and only 22% want to be community leaders? How can that be? That sort of look like this. Or this. With the majority of the country getting rich and famous, we're left with Florida, Virginia, and New York to lead our country. Democracy is supposed to be every citizen coming together to decide how to live freely and sustainably. We are facing a serious national crisis. How did our generation, the generation that can Google any president's birthday or stream a congressional hearing as it happens, get to this point?
I really think that when you're a teenager, you're still finding your way in the world, and you're wondering, where do I fit? And it's a really hard concept to think of community building.
Young people today are focused on getting rich and famous and having things without regard to the needs of others.
Finding your place in the world and getting through school and everything else that comes with it.
I think that right now it's really quite possible to kind of be a non-participant in American culture and to get by and to go home and just watch television.
I don't think that young people have seen public processes and community work.
So what exactly does it take to be a good citizen and community member?
Citizenship, I think, means that you have an understanding and appreciation for where you live in terms of its values, its mores, and its governmental, societal structures and the documents that support that.
Right. Like preserving public resources is really nobody's job. Right? Fixing the environment is really nobody's job. Ensuring that we have an education system for the next generation is kind of nobody's job. There are so many things that we need to do that are nobody's job, and that's why they've got to be all of our jobs. And so I guess a good citizen or a good member of a community is the kind of person who does the things that we need to do that are nobody's job.
So what's the problem with choosing fame and fortune over leadership?
Wim Wenders, the filmmaker, German filmmaker, said you have to change the images of the world so as to change the world. And the thing is, if all the images that we're seeing revolve around getting rich or getting famous, or yelling at other people rather than discussing. I'm thinking of things like Jerry Springer, for example. And not critically thinking and not recognizing that life is complex and full of complex issues. If that's all we're seeing, then that's all we're going to get. That's what's on everybody's mind.
Well, it's the future. It's the future of their own lives and their state and their community, small community and large community. It's their future.
I mean, part of that Martin Luther King quote is that all life is interrelated, and so that whatever affects one directly affects others indirectly, or vice versa. And I think that's very true.
And for example, if we don't have candidates who are going to do things like pass renewable energy standards and increasing incentives for using alternative energy, we're really headed down for some serious problems here. Those are lasting, long lasting, and sometimes irreversible.
So you don't think kids should live like the people in My Sweet 16?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. So what are we gonna do about it?